The Exorcist scene that wasn't released until years later. Linda Blair was born on January 22, 1959, in St. Louis, Missouri, is best known for her unforgettable role as Regan McNeil in the 1973 horror classic The Exorcist. This groundbreaking performance, where she portrayed a possessed young girl, catapulted her to international fame at the tender age of 14 and earned her critical acclaim, including an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress and a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture. Blair's portrayal of Regan, with its intense physical and emotional demands, cemented her legacy as one of the most iconic figures in horror cinema. However, her early fame came with significant challenges, and she has since spent her life balancing a multifaceted career in acting, advocacy, and animal rights. Linda Blair's involvement in The Exorcist transformed not only her career but also the landscape of horror films. Directed by William Friedkin and based on William Peter Blatty's novel, The Exorcist pushed the boundaries of mainstream cinema with its terrifying special effects and gripping story. As Regan McNeil, Blair had to endure an extraordinary amount of physical strain, from violent convulsions to being strapped to a mechanical bed that thrashed her about. The film's subject matter, including themes of demonic possession, blasphemy, and the occult, was controversial at the time, and Blair faced public scrutiny as well as psychological and emotional pressure in the aftermath. The intense fame and notoriety from the film led to personal difficulties, yet it also showcased her incredible dedication as a young actress. She embodied a character that remains a benchmark for horror performances, and The Exorcist is frequently cited as one of the greatest horror films of all time, largely due to her performance. Blair reprised her role as Regan McNeil in the 1977 sequel, Exorcist II: The Heretic, which, while not as successful or well received as its predecessor, continued to link her to the iconic role. After The Exorcist, Blair struggled to break free from the image of the possessed child. Typecasting became an obstacle for her as Hollywood often associated her with horror, which limited her opportunities in other genres. Despite this, Blair worked diligently to expand her acting portfolio, taking on a variety of roles in both television and film. In the 1980s, she appeared in films like Hell Night, 1981, and Chained Heat, 1983, delving further into the horror and exploitation genres. Blair's work during this period reflected her desire to prove her versatility as an actress while navigating the complicated dynamics of being a child star transitioning into adult roles. Despite some of the films she chose being met with mixed reviews, Blair continued to work steadily, maintaining her position as a significant figure in the entertainment industry. The spotlight that had been so bright following The Exorcist also brought unwanted attention. In 1977, Blair's personal life took a difficult turn when she was arrested for possession of cocaine. This arrest led to significant legal troubles and damaged her public image. Blair later spoke openly about how the pressures of fame and the challenges of growing up in the public eye contributed to some of her personal struggles during this period. She took responsibility for her actions and emerged stronger, using these experiences to shape her later life and philanthropic work. Despite these setbacks, Blair remained determined and resilient, finding a way to reinvent herself over the years. In the 1990s and beyond, she embraced her connection to the horror genre, often appearing in horror conventions and celebrating her legacy as an icon of the genre. Films like Repossessed, 1990, a parody of The Exorcist, showcased her sense of humor and willingness to poke fun at the role that defined her career. The Exorcist scene that wasn't released until years later is one of the most intriguing aspects of the iconic horror film. Originally shot during the film's production but left on the cutting room floor, this scene became the subject of fascination for fans and critics alike. It wasn't until the release of The Exorcist, the version you've never seen in 2000, that audiences finally had the chance to witness the infamous spider walk scene, which instantly became legendary for its terrifying and grotesque nature. In this chilling sequence, Linda Blair's character, Regan McNeil, possessed by a demon, descends the staircase of her home in a disturbing crab-like crawl, her body contorted in unnatural ways. The sight of her walking upside down with her head twisted backward created a shock factor that many believed could have been too intense for 1970s audiences. Director William Friedkin chose to remove the scene from the original release, both for its technical imperfections and because he felt it disrupted the pacing of the film. At the time, visual effects technology was not advanced enough to make the scene as seamless as Friedkin wanted, which led to its exclusion. When the spider walk was finally released decades later, it was enhanced with improved visual effects, making it more fluid and horrifying. The scene immediately garnered praise for its surreal and terrifying impact, elevating the already disturbing portrayal of Regan's possession to a new level. Fans of the film were both thrilled and shocked to see this hidden piece of horror history come to light, sparking debates over whether it should have been included in the original cut. The delayed release of the spider walk scene also demonstrated how evolving special effects technology can breathe new life into old films. When The Exorcist was first released in 1973, practical effects were the primary method of creating horror on screen. However, by the late 1990s and early 2000s, digital enhancements had advanced enough to bring new elements to classic films. The inclusion of the spider walk scene not only heightened the horror but also solidified The Exorcist status as a groundbreaking film that continues to influence the genre. Additionally, the decision to release this scene so many years later reignited interest in The Exorcist and gave a new generation of viewers a reason to revisit the classic. For many horror fans who grew up with the film, the re-release of the version you've never seen was like uncovering a lost chapter in one of the most significant horror stories ever told. It fueled fresh discussions and analyses about the narrative choices, the development of Regan's possession, and how this scene might have impacted the original theatrical experience. The fact that the spider walk scene was withheld for so long also speaks to the changing standards of what filmmakers and studios deem acceptable in terms of disturbing content. In the 1970s, there was a stronger emphasis on pacing, storytelling, and ensuring that certain scenes wouldn't overwhelm audiences to the point of distraction. By the early 2000s, however, audiences had become more desensitized to graphic content due to advancements in horror cinema, allowing for more shocking scenes like this to be appreciated for their craft and impact. The delayed release of this scene also allowed for a deeper exploration of Linda Blair's performance. As Regan, Blair's portrayal of a young girl consumed by demonic forces is central to the film's enduring power. The spider walk showcases her physicality in a way that pushes the boundaries of human movement, making the possession feel more visceral and real. This scene underscores the torment Regan's body endures during her possession, adding an even darker layer to the character's already disturbing transformation. Ultimately, the spider walk scene's release decades after the original film's premiere added a new dimension to the legacy of The Exorcist, cementing its status as one of the most chilling and innovative horror films of all time. Fans continue to speculate on how the inclusion of this scene in the original cut might have altered the film's reception, but its eventual release only deepened the film's already legendary status in horror cinema. In addition to her work in film, Blair has been a dedicated activist, particularly in the realm of animal rights. Her love for animals, particularly dogs, led her to establish the Linda Blair World Heart Foundation in 2004, a nonprofit dedicated to rescuing and rehabilitating abused, neglected, and abandoned animals. Through her foundation, Blair has been an outspoken advocate for animal welfare, using her celebrity status to raise awareness about important issues like pet overpopulation, animal cruelty, and the importance of adoption and spaying, neutering. Blair's work in animal rights has become a central focus of her life, and she has devoted much of her time and resources to this cause. Her foundation operates a sanctuary where she personally cares for the animals, offering them a second chance at life. In interviews, Blair has often expressed how deeply fulfilling this work is for her and how it provides a sense of purpose beyond her acting career. While Linda Blair may be forever associated with her role in The Exorcist, her career and life story are much more complex than that singular achievement. She has shown remarkable resilience in the face of adversity, from the challenges of early fame to personal struggles, and has continuously evolved as both an actress and an activist. Blair's contributions to horror cinema remain influential, with younger generations discovering her work through the enduring popularity of The Exorcist and its sequels. Her legacy as an actress is forever intertwined with the history of horror, but her true legacy may be found in her compassionate work with animals and her efforts to make the world a better place for those who cannot speak for themselves. Linda Blair's journey from a teenage horror sensation to a compassionate activist is a testament to her resilience, versatility, and enduring appeal. She has faced the challenges of early fame, personal turmoil, and the often harsh glare of the public eye, yet has emerged as a figure of strength and integrity. Her contributions to cinema, particularly in the horror genre, have earned her a place in film history, while her animal rights activism has made a real and lasting difference in the world. Blair's life is a story of reinvention and dedication, a tribute to the power of perseverance and the desire to make a positive impact. Through her work on screen and off, Linda Blair continues to inspire fans and activists alike, showing that true success is measured not only by fame but by the ability to give back to the world.